Hey, I'm back. Sorry about that. It seems my connection dropped for half a second. I don't know if anyone's still there, but got about 40 seconds left until we're back on our old drawing shtick. So, my thing yeah, it rebroadcasted I was going live. Yikes. So Bob, I live with a lot of extended family, and whenever they decide to go ahead and oh, you kidding me? It even staved off the ad break. Yo, what the heck? That's. But thanks for the congratulations on the job, Bob. Job, Bob. It's a nice step forward in life, and I'm happy I get to do something with it. You know. Cool. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of create a shadowed outline. And what I'll probably do on top of that is create kind of like a darker area around the button itself. So that way it looks like I'm actually clicking it in. That looks pretty alright. A little bit down there I missed. I wonder for this, can let me go ahead and I'll select this, right? I'll create a new layer and lay it as select the outside. Well, almost like the inside. Right. Go here, drop white. Then I can go ahead and maybe everything white. No, it didn't. Oh, okay, that's fine. I'll go and I'll do a Gaussian blur. Let me turn off the background so you can see it a little better. Gaussian blur. Blow it out like that. Then I'll select up to that point there. New layer. We'll go ahead and drop. Drop that in place. We'll bring that to the very bottom. I can get rid of that. Tiny bit of problem here. Go ahead and patch that up. Seems the corners didn't want to recognize properly. There we go. So if I were to put the white background back on, you can see it looks like it's clicking into the area there instead of just the button pressing itself. What I might need to do just to kind of make it pop out a little bit more. So my rule of thumb when I'm working with emotes is that if I'm going to be doing something that can affect both light and dark mode, it needs to clearly and concisely appear that way. So what I'll do is I'll do the same thing again. I'll Gaussian blur this out. Right. I can select that. New layer. We'll do a lighter. Put this beneath the other one. That. might have been a little bit too much selection, actually. Let's try that again. Maybe with a little bit less Gaussian blur. So now if I select, yeah, see. Delete that. Create another layer with the same selection. Pop that in there. And if you look at that, I might actually keep that blur in there. The blur looks nice. See how that's a little depth. Yeah. You know, I'll keep that. Why not? But my final step on this is I need to duplicate this one last time because I want to add a little outer black line to kind of give it a little bit of contrast. So we're going to go ahead again and do about a 12% Gaussian blur. We're going to go ahead and select this. Select. That might be a little bit much. Tone it down to about 80% selection. And we'll do one last layer with just black. If we do that, and then drag it all the way to the bottom, we have let's go ahead and lighten that up just a tad bit. The pure black line is a little harsh. So now it kind of looks like it's being pressed in, like a click. And then to finish this off, what I'll probably end up doing is, because Bob so graciously gave us the color palette, I'm going to go ahead and use little yellow and blue splashes on the outside to kind of give it a little bit of a contrast. So I can go like this and go like that. New layer. We're just going to go ahead and create yellow and blue drops here, showing that it's clicking the button. Go ahead and just surround the entire button click area with that. Do a little bit of a cheatsy doodle here. Instead of filling the entire thing, I might just go ahead and just do an input fill, like a drop fill, and just fill in all of its The only issue with my pen is that my pen is a little bit too bulbous. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of clean these up a little. Just to give them a little bit of a sharpness to it. The point is, when you're clicking something, it kind of gives a hard click, but it's a very organic action. So you want something that has a bit of a sharp edge on one end and a little bit of organic on the other. See? And that'll help out a lot. So I'm just going to go in here and just kind of clean up. Like, this one's missing a little bit. We'll go ahead and clean this up like so. That does not look good. Little too zealous on the erasing on that. Nah, still a little bit too rough. It's okay. I'll find a nice little area that should right about there. And I'll trim up this one here. kind of gives it a little bit more of a point. And I'm just going to keep going around the entire image with this. The cool thing about doing things with more of an organic shape is it doesn't have to be perfect. It can be exactly what you want it to be. You don't have to worry too much about this. Just as long as it gives off the feeling of an action going on. And then after we finish all of these little teardrop shapes, I'll go ahead and give them a little bit of an outline. And then we'll do a little bit of cleanup. These lines and those lines are a bit of the hand lines and the button lines are a bit of a different thickness. So I might add a little bit of a heavier border around the finger area. But then after that, it should be good to go. I'll go ahead and shrink it down to its appropriate size and get it uploaded to the right areas. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of keep working on this. I hope all of you are having a good day today. I hope all of you know that you're very much appreciated. Let's see here. Y'all are very much appreciated. This one's a little bit too... Okay. This one's a little bit too close to the other one, so instead of having to redraw, I'm just going to go ahead and just reposition it a little bit. Just like so. I'm going to go ahead and just keep on going. Try and keep it both sharp and organic at the same time. Just kind of move these around a little bit. I could, if I really wanted to. Actually, some of these are starting to... You see up here, towards this area up here. This area has a little bit more spacing out than the others. So I think I will, instead of keeping on drawing these, I think I'm going to spread these two out a little bit more to rebalance the weighting of this area. Like so. And there we go. In fact, I'm going to be very lazy here. And I'm going to go ahead and select these two fellas right here. I'm going to copy paste, which actually moves them onto their own layer. And I'm going to go like this. Just erase that last yellow one because it's going to be behind the hand. And I can go ahead and merge down. And what I can also do to kind of speed this up a bit is I'm going to go ahead and select all of these fellas here. I'm going to copy paste, select, horizontal flip, and it's already flipped. And that saves a lot of time too. In fact, let's keep saving a little bit of time on this. And I'll go ahead and copy paste this. I'll flip vertical. kind of use the ones we've already created to keep them. No need for any extra drawing. We can just use what we already have. Select. There's empty. Interesting. From selection, but it's not like that. Ah, it's because we're not merging down. Go ahead and merge down. Grab these, copy paste, flip vertical, and we can go ahead and just kind of line these up all nice. Actually, this is so cute. Thank you. Appreciate it, Paul. I want to make things that people enjoy, not just me. So, you telling me that this is cute absolutely made my day so much better. So, what we're going to do now is select these, copy paste. I will do. And if I select, use the automatic select tool, it should select all around them. And we see here these are all secure and together. So we're going to go ahead and do a duplicate layer. And we're going to do that same Gaussian blur technique I talked about earlier to kind of give it selection area. And I have an idea with this that might be really fun. So I'm going to go ahead and try it out. So I'm going to select these first, right? Select invert. Hope I did that correctly. And we're going to need to get a color here. So I'm going to go to this color. I don't think it worked properly though. So go ahead and select. Okay. Let's move this down to about a 30% threshold. I think because the colors are separate. Yeah, okay. Go ahead and select these. It's because yellow's so close to white that it has a hard time interpreting it versus the white background. So by doing this, I can go ahead and select all these. And I'll create a new layer on the bottom. Come on, buddy. There we go. I should be able to fill these to give them a sort of shape. I might need to clean these up and add a little bit to them anyways. But what I'm doing now is I'm essentially just adding a little bit of a background layer to all of them. Actually, I'm not happy with this. We're going to do a little bit of a change. So I'm going to select. going to shrink this down a little. So it's not going to grab the tips. So we will have to add those tips back in. But that one decided to select a lot more than I had expected. Interesting. Okay, how about that one? Oof. It is not liking this. But that's okay. We'll work with it. I'll go ahead and select all of the dark blues, because those ones seem to be working in tandem. And I'll go ahead and fill those in now. And what we'll probably do, in order to kind of just make my life easier, is after I fill in the blues and the yellows with this base layer, I'll go ahead and just kind of edit and tweak the gray layer to better fit the little drops a little better. And then after I do that, I might leave the glow color in just to try and give it a little bit more pop, but I won't let it go too far outside of the outlines. So go like that. And go ahead and select the yellows. It seems they're pretty particular per yellow. So I might drag and hold it for a bit to get the thresholds that I want. Okay. You are a feisty one. Grab that one. And by just simply adjusting the threshold per one selected, I can still work within my means. Yeah, some of these are quite not right, but those will be easily fixed after I finish filling. It's just taking a nice little eraser tool, going at it, and just kind of trimming away at things, and then also going and making them a little larger as well. So what I'll do is I'll bring this in here. Add to it like that. And we want to encompass it, not just on the sides. So I'll go ahead and just kind of zoop on top. With a little bit of tweaking here and there, I should be able to get something relatively presentable. Now, I know a lot of these details probably won't matter, you know, if you're looking at these things like through a microscope, obviously, but I don't know. I take a lot of fun in the details, which seems odd given how cartoony my stuff is, but I don't know. When I'm just kind of plugging away at something like this, it just kind of it feels different, you know? It's like, oh, I'm focusing super hard on such a tiny thing. So I kind of enjoy it. It's not my favorite part. But I find that if you do what you enjoy, it's okay to spend extra time on it. Now, if you don't like it, then don't do it. Plain and simple. Unless it's absolutely necessary to live, you don't have to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of pop that in there and pop that in there. We'll outline the tip. Trim up the sides. I believe my brush is a little bit too big for this, so I'll go ahead and dial it down just a tad for that. Keep on going. Plug along, plug along. We'll go ahead and trim up these sides, make it less grape-shaped. Oh, and we have a break, so I'm going to go ahead and just kind of finish up what we're doing right here. And then I'll take my break. I'll do my stretches, I'll hydrate. I really hope y'all hydrate too. You don't have to, and I'm not going to try and force you to. But getting a little bit of extra hydration in never hurts. Unless you're waterlogged, and then, take it easy, obviously. There we go. Don't forget to stretch. Even if it's just stretching your toes. Or stretching your arm in a way. If you've maybe been sitting there and your arms are kind of tight, you just want to stretch it out. Go ahead and do it. I'm going to hydrate. And hydration doesn't necessarily mean water. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to run this 3-minute ad break. I'll see all of y'all who don't have a subscription when y'all get back. And to the people who have subscriptions, hi Bob, hi Andromeda. Enjoy your ad-free 3 minutes. Listen to some music, vibe out, and if there's anything you want to talk to me about, you can. I hope your days have been absolutely amazing today. I know I slept in a little bit. After having my back out for the entire weekend, I was kind of catching up on all the rest that I'd missed, so spending some time sleeping and resting and enjoying myself was nice. Actually, I'm out of beverage. So, Bob, I don't know if you know this, if you're listening right now, but I have. Oh, hey, Ott. Welcome in. I have a little vending area right next to my desk, specifically for having beverages for stream. It originally was used for fridges, but I was like, no one's really using this, so I brought it upstairs. But hey, Aunt, how you doing, bud? Hope you're having a good day today. I hope all y'all can hear me properly. Let me hear my own audio for a second. You guys won't hear the reverb, but I will. Hello? Hello? Oh, it's a little quiet. You did. Oh, hold on. I need to mute. Y'all just missed disaster. Welcome back from flying, Ott. Welcome back to Terra Firma. I was moving my mic closer, and immediately when I moved my mic closer, the entire stand that I have for everything on my desk just fell off, so I had to catch it. But yeah, welcome back. Hopefully you're not too jet lagged from flying around all day. Or is that only when you swap time zones? I'm not familiar. You accidentally reloaded the page? You were smart. It's okay, Ott. I'm glad to see that you're back on terra firma. I hope you had a fun time with your flight. And I hope it didn't drag you too much. I hope it didn't take too much out of you. But yeah, we're working on. I can actually show you here because we're about to go back into it. But I'm making a little bookmark presser. I was just a passenger this time, so I didn't have to do. Oh, that sounds absolutely. That's like when I was younger. I worked with boats a fair amount. I didn't run the boats a lot of the time, but when I was a teenager, I'd drive the boats every once in a while. And driving the boat was stressful, but being able to ride along was very nice. So I hope it was very nice for you, just to go up into the sky and not have to worry about any of the leveling or anything, any of the what's it called, checklist items either. Oh, it was great. I don't usually get to just stare out the window of a small plane. Yeah, exactly. It has a different feeling to it, doesn't it? Like it just feels like when you're flying it, you're up in the sky. So I'm assuming that you at least feel that sensation that you usually get when you fly. But like just being a passenger, there's a reason why passenger princess is an actual title for some people. It's because all they want to do is ride and not actually fly or drive. Oh, oh, Bob's challenging you to a duel. Alright, I'm gonna pull this up on the side here so I can see. Nothing can, grabbing a steering column, nothing can go wrong. Hey, good job, Ot. I was in charge of radios, but only in the event of a mayday. That sounds pretty chill to me. I'm gonna actually go ahead and disable this blur layer. Just to, oh, so much better for me to deal with right now with my color blindness. So, I have a completely out of pocket, I wouldn't say out of pocket question, but like a completely nonsensical question. If you'll humor me. If we lived in an alternative world where there were fish that flew like birds in the sky, would you pilot a plane to catch skyfish? Like, would it be like a fishing activity that you would enjoy doing? Yeah, like a drag by net. So, because like with fishing as well, you can have speed fishing, which uses nets a lot of the time to just gather up fish. I know if I ever got a boat and I was out, especially if I ended up on the Pacific Northwest, I would love to go out on a boat and go speed fishing. You can get so much good fish from there, especially if it's like natural and not like farm bred, like farmed fish. They have such a different flavor to them. But yeah, that was just a question that I had. I didn't mean to sound a bit odd on that one. But ooh, this one got a little, a little carried away. Go ahead and just kind of clean this up a bit here. Just kind of chip away at it until I get it where I want it. But you know it's not a big drag? All of y'all being here. Always appreciate y'all here. And whether you stick around or you feel like you need to walk away, or if you just want to lurk, I always appreciate y'all. You're all good people. I actually landed at a grass strip in the middle of some woods. There were like 20 deer at the end of the runway giving us side eye. That sounds about right. Um, what's it called? Uh, where I live in the South, we have a tendency to have like just peach and pear trees just growing places. Like we never planted them; they just kind of end up there. Something about the whole like fertility of the land kind of nonsense. But you reminded me we have a deer who it's not the same deer every single time, obviously, but we have a deer that we call Peaches because we have a peach tree right outside of our house. Oh, it's a wasp tree right now. Yeah, that sounds rough. But we have a deer named Peaches who just hangs out there. And whenever we open the garage door, when the pears and the peaches, because we have a pear tree and a peach tree outside, but the peach one's more relevant. Whenever we open the door and they're at the little fruit trees next to the garage door, we just kind of stare at the deer, and the deer just kind of stares back, and we just kind of lock eyes for like a solid 10 seconds. It's just like, ugh. Oh, hey, welcome in, Herb Stasher. It's okay if you want to lurk or if you want to run away. Just know that you're always welcome here. Unless you're trying to sell me something. If you're trying to sell me something, then we got a problem. Trust me, I am the cheapest person in the world when it comes to things. Like seriously. Instead of making my like buying commissioned emojis or commissioned art, I end up just drawing half the crap that I use. Screw it, I'll do it myself. Anyways, I'll go ahead and just keep working away at this. And hopefully after I get done with these little outline areas, at this point I feel like it could have been something that I could have just drawn in and called it a day. I was trying something new, and that's okay. Sometimes the new things you try end up not working. In those cases, those are learning experiences. Trim a little bit off the side. There we go. Let's balance this out a tad bit. Lots of cleaning up. I will say one thing, and that is today has been a bit of a productive day for me. And that's because for the last week, my washing machine has broken down, or has been broken down, Well, we had the mechanic come in today and take a look at it, and he said that the pump had a crack in it and it was leaking. It was still technically functional, but it would leak everywhere. And so, because I've been basically dealing with no washing machine and there's no laundromat in the area to use, I went ahead and grabbed my old, I have an old portable washing machine, like what you'd see in like a motorhome, like if you lived in a caravan life. And so I pulled that back out and I set it up, used the main water, and kind of used that as my water source. And lo and behold, it worked perfectly. Like the fabric was a little bit on the rough side, but other than the fact that the fabric was a little on the rough side, it worked perfectly fine. All my clothes are now clean. I don't have to worry about it anymore. So it feels nice going back and having like proper clean clothes again instead of suffering through not having a machine for a week. Even the family I'm staying with right now are like, "Oh hey, I really need to wash my clothes." I'm like, "I got the washing machine." So I will say, if I had to rely on just that washing machine, like if I lived out in the not we'll say wilderness, but if I lived on a plot of land and that was the only washing machine type thing I could have, I could totally live off of that thing. It's I got on Amazon for a couple $100. And it's your basic, it has a tub, you put water in the tub and detergent and the clothes. You kind of just run it, and then after you run it the first time, you run it through a little extractor. It has a little centrifugal force extractor on the side of the machine. And once it gets all the water out of it, all the cloudy water out of it, you just run it again with a rinse cycle, and do an extract again, and the wash is done. You can get it done cold water, and it gets done in about, I want to say about 45 minutes, with just some minor intervention here and there. If y'all ever end up having issues and you can't have a washing machine for a while, I highly recommend them. You can get them on Amazon for like maybe a couple $100. Like a couple $100, that's expensive. Yeah, but I mean, if you think about it, like actual full on, like full body washing machines cost a pretty penny. They're some of the more expensive appliances you have in your house. So I know some people, especially with how the economy is right now, might be having issues. Full body washing machine sounds wild. I'm trying to think. Full body washing machine? Oh, you refreshed the page again. Okay. So essentially what I was talking about is I have a portable washing machine that I use. It has a big old, like, think of it like a big old drum in it, like a plastic drum with a spinning bottom. And I used that today for washing my clothes. Oh, by full body, yeah. So my family, my extended family I'm staying with right now, have like, I was thinking about walking into a machine, watch as like a car wash. Oh, that would be wild. I I could see that. Like if it wasn't like hot water or whatever, like imagine walking into a machine and like the water fills up to like your neck, and then it kind of just gently makes you go rotating back and forth, and then just kind of blasts you with some air for a while to get all the water out and just kind of go on to the next step. Almost sounds like a decontamination chamber or something out of like a sci-fi story. Clothes on, of course. Yeah. If, if it's a full body washing machine, like what you're talking about, it has to be clothes on. That would take away half the appeal. Something that I heard about a while back that was absolutely wild is, I believe, I don't know if it was NASA or if it was someone who was trying to get a patent with NASA, came up with underwear that, as long as you don't like soil them, you know what I mean, like bodily soil them, they would actually stay fresh and usable for up to a year. So imagine having like a singular pair of like nylon underwear. Joking coming. That's just all underwear. I'm trying to think. Oh, all underwear is you just wear it until you soil it. I mean, yeah, technically. I mean, I change my underwear every day. I have sensory issues, so if cloth gets a little bit too shaggy, I'm like, I can't handle this anymore. I can't do it. I can't. So Andromeda has talked about the fact. See, my grandfather always underwear was good for 4 days, front, back, inside, and out. No. What? your, if your grandfather said that, your grandfather was a gremlin like you are. That's that is absolute gremlin grub behavior. Oh shoot. Hey, it's better than some people I know. I won't say better, but I know a couple people who have a tendency to go commando. They don't even wear underwear at all. And I'm like, how do you not like absolutely decimate your genes in like a single day? Grandfather's a gremlin for sure. It must be genetic. Hey, if being a gremlin is genetic, then I have a long history. Yeah, that is sensory hell, right? I don't know how the guy I know who does that, but like being commando in jeans sounds like a bad time. I think I only did it once myself, and I instantly regretted it because the person I knew, he went to college with me, and we went to college in South Georgia where it goes up to 100. So imagine being commando in jeans in like 105-degree weather. Like, ugh, the swamp nuts. Like, trying to keep this a little bit more PG-13, but like, yeah, hard pass. Very hard pass for me too, but I never tried that again. I think I tried it because he said that like it was more efficient or something. Or like he didn't have to wear underwear. I'm like, well, now I gotta see if I like it. Turns out I didn't. Turns out I really didn't. I was like, no. I think it was 3 hours out and about in jeans without undies on before I was like, I need to go home and get put on some underwear. And immediately after I put on underwear, it was like night and day difference. I was just like, oh, sweet sanctuary. Honestly, the hardest part for me was just like the scratchiness of the texture. The scratchiness and the texture was the big one for me. Puts on underwear, package secured. Package secured. Moving out. Oh. I could ask really, really not okay questions for stream. My brain is aflight. God damn it. That's what I was thinking on. God damn it. I was like, are you a boxer briefs person? I'm a boxer briefs person. Reading my mind and junk. How dare you, Ott? Amazing bean. Okay, so the song that's playing right now, right? It starts off with dialogue. If anyone's watching this in hindsight, like if for some reason you want to watch the VOD of this, or if you hear it again in the stream, whenever the audio starts up with the voice, the first sound he makes is ah. But it sounds like a villager going, huh. And it came into my head like the first day I was streaming with this software for my Pomodoro timer, and I can't get out of my head every single time. Just, huh. But yeah, to answer your question, I also wear boxer briefs. Boxer brief supremacy. Because I like my package secure and I like my areas nice and dry. Yeah, seriously. I will say I've been trying different types of underwear recently because I don't know about you, Aunt, but for me, I hold on to underwear for way too long. Like 90% of my underwear has holes in it. Yeah, exactly. Can't stand stuff moving around being suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. But I was trying different types of underwear, and some of the materials you can get underwear made out of are wild. Like I bought a couple of like weightlifters underwear that have like air holes like in the bottom of the area just to add for more breathability. I also keep mine too long. I do throw them out as holes for them, but some material is very thin. Not quite. See, I have what is lovingly dictated as church underwear, also known as the holy underwear. And it started off as one or two pairs, and Andromeda would go ahead and patch it because they're actually pretty good with needlework. But eventually they had to give up because all of my underwear, like I had Hanes boxer briefs for like a decade and a half, and they just started to not tear and holes, but literally disintegrate. Like they just couldn't handle it. And it wasn't like, oh hey, it's a little thin here as a hole. No, it go from what looks like absolutely normal underwear to taking off my pants when I get home, because home is where the pants aren't. Thank you, Markiplier. The underwear of Theseus. But I take off my pants and I look, and the underwear, like the entire bottom carriage of the underwear, would just be gone. I'm like, where the heck did you go? Where'd my underwear go? And so I'd have to begrudgingly toss them out because there's no way you can fix that. You can't fix an entire like lower underwear blowout. The only thing you can do is give it like a Viking burial and move on. Which Viking burial for underwear is just tossing it in the trash because I'm not lighting that stuff on fire. Too much history in that. It'd probably choke a child with like smoke inhalation. That would be funny though. Imagine if you were really good with like patchwork and you decided to go ahead and just like make quilted underwear from the remnants of previous pairs of underwear, like in some sort of like clothing version of like an amalgam of people, just underwear. You end up having to like strip down Frankenstein's underwear. Exactly. Imagine having to strip down for like a strip search or something, and you're in your underwear at like the airport or whatever. And I mean, I've never actually been strip searched, so I couldn't tell you what it's like. But I'm just thinking in my head this: imagine being strip searched and you're down to your undies, and it's just the most Frankenstein underwear. Like you got patches of red and blue and yellow and purple. Oh, oh, I forgot that I was doing a timer. More so annoying. I bet. I'm gonna mute my mic and open up a new can of soda for hydration. There we go. Mm. Oh, it's so good. They all they found was a human body, mine. Trust me, if people strip search me, all they'd find is hair. Lots and lots of hair, as cursed as it may be. I may or may not be browsing Discord right now while I'm taking my break. Oh, this is the 15-minute break. How would y'all like to, I don't know, what do we got going on? Anything calm? Nah, I don't really have much going on that's calm. I'll go ahead and run some ads for 3 minutes just to get those out of the way. Maybe I'll just sit here and talk with you for a bit. I was like, maybe I should load up a game, but I'm not really feeling games today. It's not a real game kind of day, you know? But, nah, if I got strip searched, all I'd find is hair. Lots and lots and lots of hair. Which makes sense, given I'm a Yeti. You know? I might, just keep doing the 5 minutes instead of the 15-minute for this one. Just so people aren't waiting around for me to keep doing art. Maybe I'll look at my different. Do I have anything else I've been working on right now? Oh yeah, this one. My body's a machine that turns Linux into stuff like this. Is why I'm afraid to switch to Linux. I remember making this a while ago. I always have it on standby if Bob ever says it again. Actually, I could show you some of my other art. I've also been breathalyzed, and all I found was that I'm weird and not drunk. That's a mood, though. Let me show you some of the art I have here. So this is the debuff icons that I have in the server. So this one is non-verbal, exhaustion, unmedicated, motor function issues, haven't eaten, and a lack of spoons. But yeah, also at one point I wanted to do like a red background like this, kind of like RPG style, but I didn't want to. What was it? No, Andromeda didn't want them. You love that Linux image? I've posted it in Cell server before. Once because I literally I took a screenshot of Bob saying this and then I put it up on the thing. I couldn't find it again if I tried where I put it in the Discord, but if it ever comes up again, I will definitely post it again. Oh yeah, this is the image I made of Syl a while back. Just bored on the mouse. And then with the entire desk set up. Instead of a ThinkPad is a ThunkPad. And here's some of my other emotes and stuff. So this one here, if you're curious at all. So I have some text on here, which it's actually flipped upside down. And it's written in a language. It's the Hyperlight Drifter glyph language. So if you ever get a close-up of this, or if you take a screenshot of this and you want to take a look at what it says, it has a neat little hidden message on there. I think it says something around the let's see here. I think it's yeah, it's upside down like this. So like writing, I think it says like writing a note or something. I would have to go back and actually like decipher it because it's been so long. Like making a note or something. What else do I have here? Oh yeah, before Sil got me this neat little VTuber model, which shout out Sil. Hold on. I'm gonna go ahead and do exclamation point. Oh, it is dark in my room. Hold on. Let me turn on lights. I didn't realize how dark it got so quick. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and just do an exclamation point Sil. Sil is the one that made my model. As part of like an experimental thing. But before that, I was going to go ahead and do some sort of like honk VTuber thing. Oh, this is cropped off. But I ended up not using this. Let's see, here I have different eyes and all that. But I ended up not using it because I wasn't ready for streaming to begin with. And then Sil was like, hey, let's go ahead and make you an adorable VTuber using Life 2D. Your character's simple enough that I want to kind of work on it with this. And I was like, heck yeah. Yes, Office Cell. Yeah. I think I'm going to go ahead and just kind of pop back into this. Oops, upside down. Oh, it's down here, that's why. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and skip the rest of this break and just kind of go into the next session here. Like so. Come on. Uh-oh. Oh, the game's doing something. Give me a second. It's like, hey, you've unlocked a new thing. Because this game, hold on. Let me put my... Can I minimize this? Boop. Let me show you what I'm looking at. No, it doesn't want to minimize? Okay. Let me go into sources. Where's drawing? Okay. So we see here, Mr. Egg has grown into Mamakuro. Anyways, this whole thing is called Go. It's a kind of a what's the word I'm looking for? It's like one of those productivity apps that you can watch yourself doing productivity stuff with. Anyways, go ahead and start our next session. Keep working on our stuff. Okay. Cancel. Oh, that's not good. Pardon for the squeak. Go ahead. Give me 2 seconds. Apparently, my mirroring is not doing the mirroring thing. Just be 2 seconds. There we go. Let me go ahead and reactivate that layer so you can see it. Boop. Perfect. Anyways, I'm just gonna keep going on with my art and kind of plugging away at this. The reason I wasn't used to the 15-minute break is because originally on the Pomodoro timer on this app, it would just do the 25-minute interval followed by a 5-minute interval, which is not actually correct for Pomodoro. Having the 15-minute break was actually more accurate. But since all I'm doing is kind of just drawing today, I'm not really doing much aside from that. I thought I'd give myself a nice little, just to keep on going. When I threw out my back this past weekend, I was like, why in the world did I throw out my back? What happened? Only for me to realize that I was not only streaming incorrectly, like I was sitting in an incorrect posture, but I also wasn't fixing my posture or how I was standing after a while. Essentially streaming for 3 hours straight in a position that was not comfy. Yeah, max shrimp. But like not just shrimp on, but like twisted to like I don't know if you do this, but I always have a tendency to kind of slide in my chair over time. Or like I kind of just eventually just end up at the bottom of the chair. So as a result, sometimes I will kind of lean to one side to prevent my body from doing that. So by leaning like that for 3 hours, shrimp fried rice. You're telling me a shrimp fried this rice? um. Wow, you completely broke my brain off with that one. I love it. Like absolute. I'm gonna blue screen. So if at any point my brain just completely goes out, you can do exclamation point blue screen. And if it's working properly, yeah, there we go. So anytime my brain just kind of goes blank, if you want to blue screen me, that's something you can do for a second. I blue fried rice. Right. So I was essentially having to lean up against the chair in an awkward angle to prevent myself from falling down. And as a result, got you good, nerd. You did get me good. I was leaning to the side, which ended up throwing my back out. And I tell you this a lot, I don't know if you've ever had back issues before. I do a lot because I'm tall and big, like 6'4", behemoth of a man. But like what I did to fix my back was the craziest thing. So after dealing with it for like 3 days and just mulling through the pain, I eventually just laid down on my bed. I get them from shoveling snow because I'm tall and shovels aren't. Oh, dude, that's such a mood. That is such a mood. Holy crap. I don't have to deal with snow anymore, but I remember anytime I had to go shovel snow, even when I was like a younger adult, like that stuff was rough. Especially if you get like one of the older snow shovels that don't have the flat handle on the top, so you have like no leverage point, and it's just kind of like you have to grab it from the sides. It's just nowadays a lot of shovels have that like little handle on the top, and that kind of helps. But like, ugh. Sorry. I grew up in Canada originally, up to a point, so that was like core memory unlocked. But what ended up happening was I was laying in bed, like I'd gone from the couch to the bed because I literally couldn't do anything except for like watch TV. And I have a tendency to jerk my hip in a direction whenever I'm turning from side to side. And I jerked my right hip down and across and immediately just went right back into place. And it was just like you know how sometimes you'll hear music and it's clashing with whatever's around you and there's like a level of disharmony, but then like you'll go to a different room or whatever and like you just listen to music then and it just sounds harmonious again. It was like that. It was just like from absolute abhorrent chaos to just bliss again. And man, I'll tell you, I'm not going to let that happen again. I'm not going to let my back go out again like that. I'm going to be taking plenty of breaks, making sure I stretch, maybe get up every once in a while, stretch my legs. Just so I don't have to deal with that again. And look at that. We got little dark outlines around every last one of them. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to delete that blur layer. We're going to duplicate this. And we're just going to do a little bit less of a Gaussian blur. Back once, and it was, yeah. What was really harrowing for me is I was essentially, while my back was going out, like my back was out, I got this whole thing. I got hired by Dollar Tree. I know it's a little bit not that luxurious compared to most jobs, but you know, not having a job, getting the whole thing of, hey, congratulations, you can get hired at Dollar Tree. Like, imagine your back's out and you get an email from a job that you applied for, and they're like, hey, can you start in like 2 days? And you're sitting there with your back in absolute agony. Like, oof. It was stressful, buddy. I'm telling you. Nothing's quite harrowing as trying to get a job and then suddenly your back going out right as someone wants to hire you. But everything worked out in the end. And my first day is tomorrow, so I'm going to be working for a couple of shifts this week. Going to be stocking shelves. Making that money. But yeah, having your back thrown out's not fun. And you know what the worst part is? So my extended family have a teeter table. If I had used that teeter table, if I was smart enough of a man to use that teeter table, I probably would have had my issues resolved in like the first day and a half and not had to have suffered for like 4 days. Because those teeter tables, they work. I tell you this. They absolutely work. If you end up having a sore back or you feel like something's not quite aligned just right, you pop back in one of those things for like a couple minutes, kind of shift around, make sure all your muscles are nice and loose, and it's like going to a chiropractor, bud. I'm telling you. If I had the expendable income and I was living in a place away from the extended family, I would instantly invest in one just because of how nice they are. And look at that. Beautiful. Okay, so with that, I can go ahead and I will export that in my own time. Let me check to see if there's any other emotes that I need to be working on. I have a little junk drawer. I need a face palm emote. Oh, I need to fix the blue screen. I can get rid of that. Oh, a bookmark / yoink emoticon. So we have the bookmark emoticon here. Maybe I should make a yoink one? What do you think, Ott? If you're still here. I think I should make like a yoink emote, I don't even make a yoink emote. Another one I could do would be like I try not to think. Fair. Do I facepalm a fair amount? Would that be something to look at? Olivier Gremlin. It's actually not showing up in my... Oh, there we go. Took a second to load. That's a funny emote. How long have I been going for, actually? That's a good question. Only about an hour. It hasn't been too long. I need to figure out what else I want to add. Whether it's making another emote for something, or if we want to just go ahead and make this a successful stream. I'm not sure. I will say that I need to go ahead and update my graphics for the week. You know what? Let's swap over to that. Give me 2 seconds here. Since I'm done with my art, let's swap over to me working in the GIMP, aka Free Photoshop. And we'll go ahead and draft the schedule together. We'll do that as part of an art item. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, welcome to Jank Central, population Yeti. I'm going to go ahead and kind of just try and get this window in to OBS. I'll go ahead and put this down. Add a new source. Should I game capture it or should I window capture it? What happens if I game capture it? Thing. Let's see. Capture a specific window. Okay. Did that do anything? It doesn't seem to have done anything. So I'll go ahead and remove this. So this is a thing about OBS. Is sometimes you'll put things as a game capture and it'll work perfectly. Sometimes it won't, and so you have to go ahead and do a window capture instead. I'll do the Windows 10 render. Grab this. Ooh! Okay, let's scale this back down a bit. Oh, maybe if I give me a second here. Let me scooch this. I'll go ahead and move this back up to here. There we go. That looks adequate. Let me go ahead and zoom in here. So I'm not sure about my Sunday schedule yet. Can I like merge these tabs or something? Or wait, this like how far out this tab is. The GIMP changed how they manage tabs more recently, and it's driving me bonkers. Because I don't know if you've ever used a software like this before, but the GIMP has been around for a very, 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 very long time. Like an astoundingly long time. Thanks, Isaac. Welcome in. I'll take myself a little sippy here. Hope you're doing well, Isaac. I arrived with chimkin and mac and cheese. That sounds amazing. For dinner for me, I had Arby's because we were running behind. Andromeda had a stream today. But, chicken is probably one of my favorite proteins, and mac and cheese is definitely one of my favorite foods. So I am like 5 tiers of envious of you. Let's see here. So I want to do Citizen Sleeper. But I have to change the time around because I have a job now, and job things require job stuff. So it says here Wednesday from 3 to 7. I know, right? Absolute inferno. I need to change the timing of this. Where is my Wednesday timeline? No. There we go. I can go ahead and edit the text on the canvas. There we go. I might. So, because I have to be at work at 3 p.m., I need to flex this around this. It might be a later stream then. From 7. So, I'll do. I think. Doesn't Dollar Tree close at like 9? I think it closes at 9. Give me 2 seconds here. I'm doing real life things and adult stuff. Dollar Tree nearby. Closing soon. So they close at 10. Okay. So I'm working from 3 to 7. I'll go ahead and bump this one up to let's see, 7, 12, that's 19. Why is this? There we go. Oh, big. Go ahead and change this to 20. And that'd be 20 through 24. Or I guess it technically is 0. 0 next day. There we go. So that takes care of that day. 5 to 9. That would be 2100. So that'd be. Should I do? That's a 5 o'clock. If I wake up early enough, that's fine. But if I'm going to bed at midnight, then that's not going to work. We might need to do a chill late night stream. That sounds actually. That's going to sound like an interesting change of pace altogether. Let's do it. So I'm going to do from like 22. Oh my goodness. 22. 2. Let's see, that's 10, 22. That's 2 to midnight and then 2 additional. So that'll be until. Oh no. Oh no. Well, it'll be until 02 EST. And that's going to be a chill stream anyway. I might make that a Graveyard Keeper stream. Yeah, let's do it. Edit on canvas. No. Graveyard Keeper. Late night Graveyard Keeper stream. That'll be fun, right? I don't know how many of y'all will be there, but I'm kind of hype. And Saturday, they haven't given me anything for Saturday yet. They've only given me for Wednesday and Thursday. So I'll go ahead and I'll leave these the same for now. But if things tentatively change, I might need to tweak it. I'm still kind of getting settled in the job, so the stuff for these weeks might be a little bit off kilter. But eventually I'll work myself into getting a weekly schedule. Got checked by Art Fight winner being announced and then seeing the character that has a nose like mine. What I miss? Not much, Isaac. I was just talking about how the streams I have over the next couple days might be a little bit later in the evening. That's all. And then I was saying that these 2 streams might end up being a bit of a tentative thing. Yeah, that's all. No, you didn't miss much. I'm just kind of rambling off while setting up the schedule for this week. I'll probably send this through socials after stream's done. Thank you. Yeah, hold on, let me pop back in here. Yeah, so in order to kind of work with a lot of this stuff, I have a large. I'm a data hoarder, Isaac. So I have a bunch of different licensed images and assets for video games that I've acquired over the years. So, like for example, this kind of Corvid looking monogram was something from one of the assets. Same with these brackets. The book was its own thing. And if you want some little hidden Yeti lore here, right? Um, this background here, you see how it's all these different little shapes and all that? Well, that's because originally I was starting to try and stream about 5 or 6 years ago. I would say maybe even closer to 7 years ago. But what ended up happening was the support group I had kind of took away from that. They were all streaming themselves, but they didn't help me stream. And not to get into too much of the wood, the weeds here. Essentially, I had created all these assets for the original streaming, and it kind of fell through. So I was like, why not take these assets and use them, pile them all on in the background as kind of like an homage to the original attempt. So that's what I ended up doing for this. So that's why if you see all these little shapes and all that, like if I were to take off the darker layer here and kind of remove some of the shading, let's remove the book itself. Shapes and colors, yeah. So if you see here, this one says schedule, Tuesday, welcome to, originally my thing was Monster Hunter. So I had Yeti's Tavern. That was my whole thing, like the gathering hall / tavern in Monster Hunter. And then there was my original logo. It was like a Monster Hunter-esque Yeti logo. And I actually still have a server that has this logo on it still, but it's a personal server. But yeah. So that's what's just chilling up behind this is a bunch of thrown around layers. Anyways, let me go ahead and export this. I have a streaming folder. I think it's under art, calendar, and tomorrow is going to be the 27th. So I'll go ahead and change that to 27 under calendar. No compression. I like my images nice and crisp. Boom. And I'll be able to post that tomorrow. Okay. No, why not? I haven't done much to this. So go ahead and move that out there. In OBS, I'll make sure that the GIMP layer first of all goes down there and then is disabled unless I need it again. And I think with that, I don't really have much more productivity things to do today. This was more of just kind of a rogue ad hoc kind of stream. Wanted to get that emoji done. I'll get that put into Discord and everything after this. But I appreciate y'all for coming by. I'm gonna figure out someone that I can raid out to here. And then look at that. Perfect time for a break. I'm gonna figure out someone else to raid out to, and then yeah, I'll have you on your very way. Thank you, Isaac. Sweet hydration. Let me pop on Twitch here on the side. Let's see who we have to stream into here. We have a better contact window. I have a karaoke night. We can invade a karaoke night. We can invade Beeb, who's playing Pikmin 4. Pikmin 4 is an absolutely amazing game. I highly recommend it. Mare is making food and drink stuff right now. We could raid into Mare. That'd be nice. So I'm thinking either Mare or we can do Beeb. I think those are the two big ones. Do you have any preferences? Would you rather watch cooking stuff or would you rather watch Pikmin gameplay? No thoughts, head empty. Then let Beeb do all the let's let Beeb do all of the heavy lifting then. Hell yeah, empty head club. Okay, I'm gonna cut to the ending stream screen, and we'll go ahead and we'll raid into Gamer Beeb. So I appreciate all y'all for being here. I hope you have a good evening. I hope my stream was nice and chill enough that can kind of help you calm down for the rest of the night. I appreciate you and thanks for watching.